What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning into the channel. Welcome to Oh So Simplified, where I give you that simplified education that you need and that you deserve. But let's jump into this. So this one's all about the difference between planning and executing. And I think they're both very important, but I think a lot of us get caught up in, not prioritizing them in the right way. At least I know I get caught up in that. I know for a long time, I'm an excellent planner. I plan a lot of things. I think I'm a very good strategist. But what I've learned over time is that executing is more important than planning. The reason why is that you can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't execute upon it, it means absolutely nothing. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing if you made the best business plan and you executed none of it, because nobody will never know. It's like all these videos that I've shot and never posted. I might as well have never shot them because nobody ever got to react to them. I didn't get to get any feedback on that. So you got to have your ducks in a row in that sense, and that's kind of a little ironic because planning is about getting your ducks in a row. But executing a bad plan is infinitely times better than not executing a good plan. So I think having those in order is very important. And what would be planning? Just to kind of give you a simple definition, if you're writing things down, saying what you need to do, organizing your day, scheduling your day, and then don't do any of it, that is setting a plan and not executing. If you kind of have a rough estimate of your day and you go and you do things, you go and work out, you go do a little bit of work on something that you needed to work on, you go clean your house, you go do this, but you didn't write shit down, you're much more productive in the execution day than the planning day. And it's like my MMA and jiu-jitsu coach says, he goes, in any particular situation, the best thing to do is the right thing. And the second best thing is anything else. Because especially in a fight, there's obviously correct techniques and correct best practices to follow and a wealth of knowledge that people have that they can teach you, if you should slip the punch, if you should use this correct footwork, if you should go this way instead of that way, when somebody takes your back, if you should, put your back flat to the mat as opposed to turning to all fours to stand up. Yes, there's correct ways to do it. But if you don't do that correct way, do something else. Don't just sit there, because you just sit there, you get knocked out. That's just what's happened. You get knocked out or choked out or a limb broken or something. So I think that that's an important motto or thing to have in your head, that try to do the right thing, but if you can't do the right thing, just do something else. Give it a go, because maybe you'll be surprised that it works. Even if it's not going to work, most times, it might have worked the one time that you do it. Now, I don't want to give planning a bad rap, because I think planning is extremely important, but it's not important in the beginning phases. Because generally when you start something, you don't know what you're doing. Now, if you want to get to the upper echelon of anything, you're going to need a strategy, you're going to need a plan. But even if you have the best plan, you're not going to be in the upper echelon in terms of execution if it's your first time. So when it's your first time starting anything, or if you're early on, or if you haven't built the habit, that's probably the best way to say it. If you haven't built the habit, you haven't built the trigger to do whatever you're trying to do, whether it's starting a business, starting working out, or doing, anything in your freaking life. Basically, worry more about execution and getting things done and getting some fucking, like when people say, you throw enough shit at the wall, eventually it'll stick. Keep throwing, keep taking chances, keep taking shots, because eventually something will stick. And then when you have that trigger, when you have that habit, that is when, the planning and the strategy is really the most important. Because before you have the habit, you don't really have anything to strategize about. You don't have anything to plan, because you're just living in a mental masturbation world where you're just sitting here playing all the things that can and cannot happen, but you don't really have any real world feedback as to what happens when you do XYZ. So that's why I really think that planning, execution are very important, but executing is first, and then comes executing in terms of planning correctly. And I know there's a lot of sayings that say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, but if you didn't do shit, you're failing too. So that's my 2 cents on that one. But that's it for this one. It's a quick one for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you mess with the content. If you like the vibe, welcome to the tribe. And until next time, you know what it is. Peace out.